What's going on, my friends? I hope you're well. It's been a moment since I've been on here. I've been crazy busy with a lot of music, trying to get stuff done and other things. But you know me, as I get on something that I want to talk about, I'll get on and just talk about it. Just push record and go. That's what we do. Anyway, a week ago was royalty statements. I hope you guys had a great royalty statement. Hope it's growing for you guys. It's at least getting there, because I see it growing and it's getting there for me. It's obviously not where I want mine to be, but it will, I hope, get there. I know it will eventually. But other than that, I'm looking here in a couple weeks. I'm heading out across the country, and I'm going to be going to the Production Music Conference here, which is in September, but I'm going to make a stop first, travel, take just a few weeks to myself, as I need to do that. Obviously. We all need to do that. But, and hopefully I can get on and, talk with the conference. There'll be some cool people there, though. I know Dave Croft is going to be there. If you've seen his videos, apparently he's going, and Marlon Gibbons is not going this year. I kind of wish he would have. It'd been cool to be able to meet him. He's a great guy. I like old Marlon. He's a great talent. All these guys are amazing talents. They really are. But speaking of Marlon, I will mention him here in a second. But other than that, all is well with me. But as you saw from the title of this video, you know what I'm getting on to talk about. And if you've heard of this, some of you may know about it, and some of you don't. You didn't realize it. And I'll tell you, just when I thought I may have known about this or aware of it, I really wasn't. Marlon Gibbons got on the other day, last week, in fact, with a guy from his company's called the NRG Agency, and what they do is they collect neighboring rights royalties. And I'll be the first to say I don't know 100% every little thing about neighboring rights royalties, but I do know that I've been missing out on some royalties, apparently, that may be out there, and I need to go get them. Now, what I thought was that, publishers in the libraries handle this stuff, but not everything. There's some things that aren't being collected. And what neighboring rights, kind of in a quick explanation, which might not be much of one because I'm not really understanding the full grasp of it. I just know that there are countries that do not pay into TV. Now, I'm getting paid from other countries, but apparently that may have been from audio, but not for TV. Didn't know this. Canada's one. A lot of European nations, Australia. So what these guys do is they will, on your behalf, go to these composer agencies around the world, and they will collect your royalties. And what they do is you'll have to fill up all this paperwork. I just got done with it. It's crazy. Everything is meticulous. You got to make sure, and they have a power of attorney to be able to handle this for you. And they only take 15% of it, which I think is fantastic. And I was prepared for it to be 50 and just go, hey, it's like I collaborated music with them. Listen, it's worth it if they can go get, royalties I didn't know I had for years, past. But they go to these countries, these organizations, and they'll feed the information in. They'll go through and they'll scan the systems in each agency. And if your IPI or track title and name comes up, you've got royalties. And they're required to keep them from, say, 5 to 7 years. So I can't do anything prior to that. It's frustrating because I didn't know anything about this stuff. I thought your libraries handled all this stuff. And apparently there are some things that these libraries are not handling. And to what degree, I don't know. I really don't know. But these guys are going to go out kind of behind everything and make sure it's like cleaning up the loose end, tying them together. What wasn't collected is out there. They're going to go get for you. Now, mind you, guys, if you've released music like your CD Baby or any of that stuff, and it's not with a publisher, you need to register that stuff. And with BMI, I think you just register it 200%. Put most importantly, on a side note, I can't stress this enough, put your artist name on there. Add the artist name when you put your full name, your composer name, and your artist, because they're going to look at all these things, because some of that music could be used and you don't know it. And I've seen that before. And if it's not in a publisher, that's 200% to you. You're your own, and you'll get paid that. As for ASCAP or the other PROs, I don't know how they handle that, whether you have to set up a separate entity for publishing or something, but I know in BMI you can just do it 200%. You can also do the option of setting up your own publisher. But if you have your own music registered and there's no publisher, you can do it 200%, and you get paid both sides of that deal, publishing and writers. But moving forward, Marlon and a guy named Chris, and I would butcher his name if I tried to pronounce it, but it's Chorizo, or Chirico. Nice guy. He did a very good job of explaining this to me in further detail over the video of him and Marlon. But they had a great conversation and had a great talk about this and did a good job explaining the gist of it. And in the link of this video, in the description of this video, my apologies, there is a link to that video for him and Marlon. There is also a link to the webpage to the NRG Agency and his name. Reach out to the guy and talk to him. He actually lives in the Czech Republic right now. He's from Ohio, but his business and a lot of things he does led him there for some reason. And he's just like, I just ended up there, and it's easier for me to be over here. I can work for some weird reason doing this across other territories, but that's just where he chooses to live. But be it that it may, he has made this process of signing up actually a very smooth process. It's very meticulous. A few forms you got to fill out. You got to have a signed document. They don't make us sign our passport, so your driver's license is best. That's just sign in. The documents, your signature has got to almost match the signature in your driver's license. And you know how when we go to the DMV, we just kind of swipe because it's on that screen and we don't think it's not really your normal signature. Well, I had to get a picture of that signature, and I had to, I was forging documents or something. My signature had to match because these other countries, they're real weird and meticulous about that. So if everything's going to match, it has to be there. So, but progressing forward here, it's something that, if you've had music out there a long time, if you're just starting out, you really do need to set this up and talk to some people about neighboring rights publishing royalties, because there's a lot on the table I didn't know may be missing, and I guess they do 2 payments a year, and it takes them a while. It takes them a while to get all this stuff. So it could be a year before you start seeing payments, maybe less. But it's every 6 months you see a distribution, and they collect 15% of it. It's going to be interesting to see really what royalties that are out there that I wasn't getting. God only knows. I emailed Marlon Gibbons and messaged him, and he said he's set it up, and he's, is due to see as well. He hasn't seen anything yet, but time will tell. He said, I've got a feeling that, especially with Canada, of course, Canada, he's from Canada. I don't think he has a problem with the Canadian TV because his Canadian PRO will collect for that in Canada. But if he were American, there's a difference where mine, there may be some stuff, even though I see Canada on my statement, amounts of money, not knowing what isn't paid. That's important. So look into that. The neighboring rights royalties is very important. It's more important than I ever thought it was. And every time I go to the conference, they talk about it. That attorney I mentioned named David Israelite is huge. He's the one that's very instrumental in getting the Music Modernization Act in play and a lot of stuff. He's one of these guys that goes to Washington for production music community. And it's just because you're not a member of the PMA, it's not that. It's all of us, for these performing rights organizations. He's the middleman, the attorney, and with a team of other people that really lead that off. And being that we're not the most important on the totem pole, it's a struggle. It really is. And even though that's a start, that's really not where we need to be. We got a lot more work to do, but we're getting there. But anyway, I wanted to mention that. The links are going to be below. Check that out. It's an important thing to pass on. Things that I'm just now, after 12 years or more being into this, I'm just now learning. It's like, what the hell? You mean to tell me there's money and I may have, out there and I'm missing it? So I've got a feeling there's 5 or 6 years of money that's gone that I will never see. But around the last 5 to 7 years, there's probably money on the table, and we'll see. See where that goes. Anyway, I'll keep you guys posted further as I get out there to Production Music Conference. As you know, anything else comes to mind, I want to get on, and I'll talk about it in further. And one more bonus note I wanted to mention here, because I'm seeing it a lot lately. If you guys are any of these Facebook forums or any groups or on that Music Library Report, or any of these places, be careful how you complain on there, please. Because I'm telling you, the libraries, music supervisors, a lot of people in this industry are on those groups. You may not know it, but they are. And I've kind of recently found out some people I never thought went on those groups. They're on there. And, if you start getting a bitch about the library didn't do this, and my gosh, it's a good way to get kicked the hell right back out of that library. Just be professional. And, these libraries get busy and things happen. But I will say, if one particular gripe on that guy was griping about the library, is like, that was pointless to do. The link had expired in the library 2 weeks later. Said, can you resend it? Like, it was hassling him. Don't be like that. You're in a partnership with these guys. You want them to work for you as you will for them. Best advice I said on that is set the link on your Dropbox to never expire, and then you'll never have that problem. Problem solved. Bing. But like I say, just be careful how you get on these social media outlets and really what you say altogether. Oh my gosh. Don't ever get on talking about anything personal or political or anything or negative in the industry. Just, besides that, just don't be negative about things. And if you're really negative, they see that, they may be less inclined to work with you. And I'm not being mean or pretentious when I say that. I'm just kind of passing on. I've seen that over the years. And I've always managed to kind of step back and be the outside looking in, going, okay, I see. And I've known some people who've got kind of pushed out of libraries, or they weren't sending them briefs anymore, and they just kind of quit getting music from them, because I think by 2 and 2, it may have been from that. I just see that. But you have to realize that this is a lot of publishers out there in a big industry, but it's a small industry because all these people talk, and they talk at these conferences, and they talk behind the scenes. So they're all connected some way, form, or fashion. Just remember that. Anyway, I hope you guys are well. I thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Be cool. Thanks. Bye.